Hello, and welcome to Addicted Like Us, a podcast discussing all things written by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I'm your host, Haley, and today I have Zoe, aka Dear Reader Zoe, with me to talk about Long Way Down, Book 9 in the Addicted series. Before we get too far, this is part 8 and hopefully the last part of the Long Way Down discussions. So make sure you go listen to the first 7 parts because you'll be super confused otherwise. As a quick recap, I'm Haley, a longtime reader and lover of Krista and Becca's work. I'm also a part-time illustrator, and I had the privilege of working on the special edition covers for the Leica series. Now, I just love to spend my time talking about all my favorite books, aka anything written by Krista and Becca. So the Addicted Like Us podcast was created so I could sit down with friends and discuss all of our thoughts. So let me reintroduce you to Zoe one last time.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Haley. I'm also a long-time reader and lover of all of Krista and Becca's writing, and it's super, super special to be here today discussing Long Way Down with Haley, because that's actually what started our friendship, discussing not only the Addicted series, but specifically Reich and Daisy. So I'm very, very happy to be here on our final part 8.
I know, it's crazy. It's so special, and I'm gonna be so sad. It was so nice, like, being able to have this little weekend date with you for the past several weekends, but we're already scheduling other dates.
Yes, definitely. And it's been so nice to jump back into, because I know we do rereads, but I think our minds are very much on like the Like Us series, also Webs We Weave, and now the Cobalt Empire. But it's been really nice to dive back into like what started it all.
Yes, and like really sit with it, because I think for me, I listened to it in an audiobook, and I've been trying not to take, a full month just to read one single book. I had been doing that in April and May, but I wasn't like actively sitting with the book and thinking about it. So it's been really fun to just like sit and think about this book a lot. So to recap just the last episode, because there's no way that I am recapping this entire freaking book. Go listen to the first 7 episodes for our summary of the book. But in the last episode, we saw Garrison finally being able to, like, doing his coding thing and helping Daisy keep her friends away from, like, preventing Daisy's friends from being able to contact her anymore. And then we saw Daisy propose an idea for a docu-series that's supposed to, and everyone agreed. They've all like threw in their different ideas, and they're gonna start recording episodes in May. And then we saw our sweet little mermaid born.
Yes,
Daisy.
welcome to the world.
Yes, welcome to the world, Sullivan Minnie Meadows.
We love her.
We love her so much. And then, but it was a hard birth. So Daisy wound up in surgery. She had a total hysterectomy, but they were able to save a couple of her eggs, and they made some embryos to save for Reich and Daisy for hopefully future Raisy babies. And then we finally saw Reich climbing for the first time in 10 months. And that was essentially where we left off. He climbed Desert Shield and was able to leave Sully's ashes up in the mountains.
Yeah, he got to climb one last time with Sully. That's really special.
Yeah. So we're picking up with chapter 67. And so they're at their house, and Daisy notes that Lo has hung a Time magazine cover of Reich climbing on their kitchen wall, which is it's pretty full circle, because there was that in Hot House Flower, there was that paparazzi, or someone took that picture of Reich and Daisy kissing. Was it?
It's like in a field.
Devil's Tower. I think that's what it was. Where she was on his shoulders kissing, and they could see the scar, and it was like one of those, it was like an image of hope in a time of chaos representing the Paris riot. But then after Samantha made her false claims about Reich sleeping with Daisy before she was 18, Time took the magazine cover down. But here we are again. Reich is back on a Time magazine cover.
No, I was just thinking, because it's that iconic pose where she's on his shoulders and they're kissing. And I think when you were saying Hot as Flower, I was thinking back to, I think, one of the first times maybe when like Daisy doesn't have her own motorbike at this point. She's on the back of his, and they pull over in like a field somewhere, and they do that. I feel like she's also on his shoulders, and they do a kiss like that. And that's that's why I was saying like a field, but obviously no, it's at a mount. That was their private moment, and then this one was the.
Well, I'm pretty certain at one point her up on his shoulders. Yeah, it was backwards because his mouth
Yeah,
had to get to a certain spot.
yeah.
That was not her lips. Well, not those lips.
Maybe just take that whole section. My God, oops.
A little loopy this morning.
I feel like maybe you should have reread Hot House Bar before this as well.
Totally fine.
Expert. So yeah, there's this really nice like photo of the last chapter.
Yeah.
And Lo's commemorating it, and he's got it on his wall.
So proud. He's a proud little brother. But they're all we see that they're all kind of sitting around in the kitchen, and it's just like one of those chapters where it's just full of core 8 plus Poppy and Sam. We don't have core 10. They're not included. But it's core 8 plus Poppy and Sam in the kitchen. So they're not talking. Lo's like, I didn't realize this was a funeral. And that's when we start to see more of them just talking with each other. And it's just peak banter of like, there's a moment with Lo and Rose going at each other because Rose is designing more fashionable clothing items for the baby line that she collaborates with Haleco on. And she wants to make peplum dresses, and Lo's over here like, I don't even know what a pepu dress is. But it's like that Rose wants to be able to dress her babies fashionably the same way that Lily and Daisy want to dress their babies all cute with like animals on them. And then Connor's like, don't bring your dysfunctional boardroom into our home. And then it's a really cute Rose and Connor bit, which ends with him being like, I love you. And she's like, no, it's supposed to be the other way around. Like, I hate you, I love you. And she's like, that's not how it goes. You say that I'm the one who loves you. That's true too.
Oh, I think we've spoken about this so much in these episodes that this is right in Daisy's book, but there are so many cute, like, Lily and Lo moments or Rose and Connor moments, and even like Willow and Garrison. And it's so, there's not just like Razy or core 6, core 8, there's also these individual couple moments, and it's just so, it's so special. So cute.
I like this. Like, if I have to rank the Addicted series books, it's Long Way Down is, I think, Some Kind of Perfect is first, but Long Way Down is second. And it's not just like, I love Reich and Daisy's story, but it's because we get to see all of the couples in their happily ever afters too, that it feels like everyone is at a good point in these books. Like with some of the other ones, it's like Addicted After All, love seeing Lily and Lo get their happily ever after, but like Reich and Daisy haven't necessarily had their official happily ever after. Things are still up in the air. Same with Fuels of Fire. Like we see Daisy with her unknown about her fertility issues. So it's like, I love it, but I love seeing everyone happy, and we see everyone happy in these books, or in this book. Yeah.
Definitely.
So
those are like the top two.
Yeah, Hot House Flower is the same because like it's a middle point where all of the couples are finally together. I'm like, yes, that's what I want. But we learn that Sam and Poppy are going to be part of this docuseries. We see the Lily and Lo ho-ho discussion.
They're always thinking about food.
They are. You were so right too. I was listening back to all of the episodes, and it's true that the subplot of this whole book has been Lo hungry.
This time now. Oh wait, it's not. There's so many, and I actually thought it was Lily this one, but it's not. She turns around and she has suspicion in her eyes, being like, to him, is this about the ho-hos? It's not that she wants them. She's like, you're still hungry, aren't you? And it's literally noted that they have food out on the counter.
But she snuck a couple of ho-hos. She's always, it's that thing. She has a thing for fun names. That's why we got Connor Cobalt with us. But she likes the name ho-hos and ding-dongs. And Reich can't even say the name of this snack because it has ho in it.
He was already such a girl dad.
He is.
He's so cute.
Yes. And
It's just so cute. There's like little snippets about
yes.
Muffy, and it's just little like points between like the sisters, but also like between between Lo and Reich. And like you said, it's
Yeah.
just like a very beautiful like core 8 chapter.
Yeah, there was another bit that kind of, so Lo asks, what are you going to talk about during your segment of this like interview portion of the docuseries? And he starts listing off all of these things, but he ends with about that time when Reich put his pee in your, and it reminds me of, and she's like so embarrassed that he's saying this in front of everybody, bringing up this embarrassing moment for her, and Reich gets annoyed with him. But it does remind me of Addicted After All, when they were in Mexico, and it was like during the Truth or Dare that Lo brought up the time when Reich came on Daisy's face in Hot House Flower and like aired that out to everybody again, like aired that embarrassing moment in front of everybody. And it's like he keeps doing it, but this time we see that Reich handles it better. Like Reich was really, really pissed and Daisy was really, really embarrassed, but like this is a better outcome this time when he does it. There's growth here.
But yeah, I think it's also because like, and you kind of forget sometimes, but like Sam is there, and I think that's what's embarrassing.
Yes.
I love that like Daisy notes that she like still does get embarrassed, like most people. And she's like, I'm looking at you, Connor Cobalt, because obviously to them, like, they never see him embarrassed by anything.
No, he's
just a god.
impenetrable in that way, yeah. And then we get a slightly more bittersweet moment where Garrison's like, I'm gonna miss this because Willow's going to London and he doesn't know if he'll be able to hang out with the rest of the group if Willow's not there. Like
Yeah, it's sad. He's like, I don't have a reason to stop by. And I'm like, oh.
Okay. We know the truth. And then one of the best parts of every time I hear, because I listen to the audiobook and every time I hear it, I'm expecting the music to start playing in the background. Like, yes. Where is it?
Because you're so used to the edits.
Yes, but it's that Daisy reflects that they aren't at the end. They're still very much in the middle. And she says, I've watched Lo become sober. I've watched Lily curb a relentless addiction. I'm proud of you, sis. I've watched Rose blaze her own trail and put fire to stereotypes. I've watched Connor fall in love with more than just himself. I've watched Reich Meadows unclip his shackles and rise again. And me, I've discovered who I am. I'm not letting go of her or hiding her to please other people. I'm Daisy Petunia Meadows, and I'm here to stay.
That final line, that I'm here to stay, oh my god. Yeah, that's one of the best. Like, there's so many good, I mean, as you can tell from like how we both tabbed this book to the Hells.
Yes.
But there's so many good quotes or I guess like speeches in this book, but this is potentially one of the best of them.
Yeah. And then the scene, I just love the way the scene ends, that she's just reflecting on the 6 of them, Lily, Lo, Connor, Rose, Reich, and her, that they all wear armor made of love and time. Together we can defeat anything. So wicked foes, prepare your slingshots. We're ready for you. You can't hurt us anymore.
Also, I think because earlier in this chapter they reflect on the fact that they're still so young, and that's true. Like, you forget, I think, sometimes because of how they're treated and because of obviously the wealth and the infamy they have. But they're so young and they've been so mistreated by not just like their peers and like people in their age group, but like full-grown adults, people, like by everyone. It's so touching that they've finally come so far and like they're doing something for themselves and they're gonna find peace through it.
And I really like that it's like all of them together, because there have definitely been times where like you feel a bit of a separation, like a group of them, like they're tiny little cliques, but this is a moment of all 6 of them just like rallying together and being ready to fight anything. So Daisy says that she's going to be the guinea pig for this. And it's so fun just because we see them do more in like the Leica series, but Reich is the one recording. And I'm like, this is so weird. Where's the rest of the camera crew? Where are the executive producers?
I also think it's so great because obviously, like you said in our recap, that when Daisy had brought it up, they discussed how they wanted it to be run, and how the show would be
Mm-hmm.
so different to the show with GBA. And it's so great. Like, they got everything they wanted in terms of like having full control, and they can
Yes.
also, if they want to, just film like this, and then like maybe they give it to them so they can edit it or whatever, but they have to, then it still comes back to them, they have final approval. So it's very I guess like intimate and real for them. I mean, obviously we know it is, but it's like a really nice change, I think.
Yeah. And so we get Daisy speaking to us, the reader. Do you remember when she was 15? She was so young. Do you remember that? Do you remember me? I'm not just speaking to two girls who've wronged me over the years, and this is where we see that Cleo and Harper have been they've been no contact with her. Garrison was successful in keeping them from contacting her. Apparently, they've still tried to get into the neighborhood twice.
They can no
Two more
longer be
times.
successful, thank
Yes, but she says, I'm talking to everyone to show the truth behind the images on Celebrity Crush and the backlash and the hate. Speaking to you. You don't have to love me, but maybe you'll see me in a new way. Which,
you.
I mean, I guess, yes, I personally have not seen it, but I have heard about some readers out there don't necessarily love Daisy, and hopefully over the course of this whole series they've seen her in a new light. But I've seen you, Daisy. I promise I've always seen you this way.
You're our favorite.
Yes. I don't see you in a new way. I see you in the same way, and I love you for it.
I remember us talking about this like really early on in our friendship, because I think you started with Kiss the Sky and I started with Hot House Flower rather than starting with book one, obviously.
Right.
But to me, I'm always like, but Daisy was where it all began for me. Always been number one.
And then he hits record. My name is Daisy, and I have this theory.
I love the ending.
Yes.
I mean, like I said, there are so many incredible moments in this. So Daisy, she starts her intro to the first episode, and she's smiling and like locking eye contact with Reich, and says, I am the biographer of my own life, and no one can take that away from me.
Snaps to you, girl.
Yeah, for so long she didn't have a voice, and we've been reflecting so much on this book about how special it is that she does and that she feels comfortable in, and that the rest, especially Reich, but also the rest of the core 6 and the core 8, make that space for her and acknowledge her and like let her speak. And really, they've all come so far. But this, like now as well, that she feels that she has that on like such a global scale as well.
Yes.
Like, We Are Calloway Doc is fantastic for all of them, but it's especially fantastic for Daisy.
Yeah, I forgot to say that he hits record, and she says, this is the first interview of the brand new documentary series called We Are Calloway. And that's where we finally learn what the name of the docuseries is called.
Oh yeah, it wasn't said, obviously we know, but yeah, so that was a big reveal.
Yes, which is just, it's special for me. That's my account name.
So started it all, and we have if you're listening to this, you're never going to see them, but the We Are Calloway editions of the Leica series. Obsessed with them, so gorgeous.
Thank you.
So yeah, that ends that chapter. So a nice intro for episode 8.
Yes.
Now we're on to chapter 68.
And it's Lo and Reich going for a run. And it's another one of those we've constantly seen throughout the entire series, that it's Lo and Reich running. And it started with Reich running ahead of Lo and him feeling so weighed down, and like he was slower, but it's like he's also weighed down by his addiction. And slowly over the course of the series, we've seen Lo being able to run more freely and run ahead of Reich. And we see it again here, but this time it's because Reich still has his injury, but we see Reich like pushing himself. Like he could be really weighed down and just like not trying to keep up with Lo, but he wants to stay in stride with his brother. So
yeah, and he's been making good progress on his physiotherapy, obviously, and he did climb Desert Shield, but I think it's so symbolic that, Lo is ahead of him, and now, like again, we touched on this in the last episode, that Lo took on the role of big brother, like really pushing Reich to not stay like down in like his pit of despair. And yeah, so they're running together, and Lo sprints past him, and Raike's like, "We're gonna play this game, huh?" And it's just they're both so happy, like Lo's smiling and like smirking at him, and they're racing each other, even though Raike's in pain. He's pushing through it because he says, "The pain may never leave me, and I'm not fucking bitter or furious. I'm the lucky one, alive here today, chasing after my brother until I can catch up to him again." So you've seen such a big mindset shift in him. And
Yes.
I love these running moments between them.
I do too. And then Lo has his, maybe one day you'll be able to outrun me, which is something that Lo says this to Raike, but that was something that Raike was always saying to Lo. So cute.
But Raike's response is even better. "I'd rather just run beside you."
I know, he just wants to be in stride with his brother, side by side. So we see that they pause at the mailbox, and first we see that they're like, well, "We'll see you at swim class later." So we see that they took Sully to like baby swim class, and she seems to really enjoy it. And they brought Mafi also to one of the swim classes, and he also really loves swimming. So we see the start of our two swimmers.
Yeah, so Raike, he runs, and he runs
so then
past.
Lo goes into the house, and Raike keeps running down the road, and he goes past Rose and Connor's place, and he comes upon this cutie little cottage home.
Oh,
And so we finally learn way back when Greg and Jonathan had left Peru early after the wedding because they had to deal with something, and it had to do with their wedding present, which was this house.
and it's such a perfect little house. That's where we see that he says he jogs until the very end of Whisper Ridge Road.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the little cottage is.
Yes.
I think it's nice because, you know, he notes that he runs from Lowe's past Connor's and then there, so it's still very close.
Yes.
But in perfect, like, Raisy fashion, it's noted that it's like a 4-bedroom cottage, but it has more grounds than both Connor and Lowe's houses combined. So this has a whole, like, estate out back, basically, a forest.
Yes. It's very Raike and Daisy. That like the Rose and Connor's house, it's like this beautiful, elegant mansion, totally fits them. And then the Hale house now is this like more...
Is it just more of like a traditional house?
Yeah, it's more traditional, cozy on the inside. And then we get Raike and Daisy with their cottage and forest. And it's just, it all fits them. And so we learned that Greg and Jonathan didn't buy the house. They were just urging the owner of the house previous, just use this as like a holiday home. And they were encouraging the owner to sell so that, like, you don't need this. Please consider selling the house. And then Raike and Daisy were able to purchase it. But I love that they're all still neighbors. They all still live in the same gated neighborhood. That's the most important bit.
Yeah, because I loved it when they all moved in together. And they stayed living together for so long, but it was really nice that even now that they have their own families, they're still close. They're still the core six.
Yes. So Raike comes into the house. He's looking around. We get a little bit of insight into, so Daisy did have her total hysterectomy, and like there was her hormone rebalance after all of that. And we learned that like she hasn't done a complete 180, but she does still have a sex drive, which was a concern after her hysterectomy. So she does still get aroused, and he's thinking about a sexy time when they had moved into their house that animals do it on the floor, therefore we must be fucking animals. But then he sees a box.
Oh my god, this box. They haven't
so
unpacked at all.
No, and he says like the way Daisy has labeled all of the boxes made it completely impossible for Lo and Connor, who were the movers to figure out where any of them go. So she labeled this box fragile but amazing. Be careful with these. I don't want to lose them. Which, fair enough. Like, does this go in the kitchen? Does this go in the bedroom? Daisy.
She could have had her beautiful message on there as well as just labeling the room. But to be fair to her, maybe she doesn't know. She's like, like, oh, I mean, other than the kitchen, because obviously that's a set room, but everything else could be like more free.
Yeah.
But it's like, we'll just figure it out once we're there. But I can imagine how annoyed Connor and Lo were. They're just like, oh, not another one. Just dump it in the like foyer.
But in the middle of the house, yep, you guys deal with this. We got it into the house. That's as far as we're going.
But it's so cute.
I know. He's like, I dropped most of them around this space, and I kept finding myself reading them, the notes that Daisy had put on all of the boxes. Lo grimaced at me and said, "You have love on your face," and gestured to my mouth. He was smiling, and he didn't even fucking realize it.
But so, for all of Daisy's very confusing notes,
yes,
the box he's talking about is full of photos of them and of all of their moments over the last, like, 6 years or something. So, the first one, like, Reich notes, he takes it out of the bubble wrap and it almost knocks him back. It's of Reich and Daisy on the Mexico on the bow. She's on his shoulders and they're caught mid-laugh. And then,
so cute.
I know, and there's just, I remember reading this for the first time, and this entire book had been such an emotional roller coaster. And I just sat there, like, happy tears in my eyes, just, like, smiling so much for these two. He's like, so it goes over, like, there's one of Reich sleeping in the hammock in Costa Rica where Daisy's kissing his nose, or one at the bowling alley where, like, that kind of, like, famous moment now where he's, like, holding her upside down. And in all of them, they're just smiling all the time. They're usually doing something crazy, like backflips off the roof into the pool at one of those parties, on their motorbikes, on the bungee jump photo. And again, from this book, especially the prologue, we see how special, I mean, that bungee jump in particular. It's just this moment, like, and all these photos is just like reflecting on their whole journey.
Their whole journey.
I know. And it's just.
And he says, I have to stop myself, my eyes reddening at our lives spent together. I shut the flaps. Fragile, but amazing. Be careful with these. I don't want to lose them. So much fucking happiness exists inside this box. I have no doubt there will be hundreds just like this one, all overflowing.
Especially now that they have Sully. Oh.
I know. They're gonna add more. They gotta add more with the baby.
Yeah. But yeah, Daisy is not there. So, right,
yes,
you know, he kind of expected her to be there, and Coconut has returned. Daisy's still not there. So he's like, let's go find her.
Yes. And he says his eyes drift out the window. Like, I just know that's where she'll be.
They have a tree house.
Yes, the Meadows tree house.
I think it's just so perfect. Like, they have Meadows Cottage, and it has a tree house. Are you kidding me? And it has, like, a forest.
Amazing.
Oh, it's perfect.
So Daisy often talked about living in the wild with me, about being stranded on an island, just the two of us, having a baby alone in the rainforest together. We fucking have that, Callaway.
I know. And it sounds so cute. It's like between two like proper like adult, fully mature trees. It's got fairy lights. It's got a little orange like glow. So it just seems so cozy. And that's where he, like looking out the window, right, kind of sees the outline of Daisy and our daughter.
So then,
also love that there's a, just in the very last bit, because you know he already called out from what Lo said. It says like, Lo doesn't have to be here to tell me I have love on my face.
He knows it now.
Yes, sorry, chapter 69.
Daisy is in the tree house with Sully, and she's got this little wand that she's waving around, and then the fairy disembarked for the sea to grant all the mermaids their wishes. She's just the best mom.
And it's like Sully is so happy. It's like she's just giggling, following the streamers.
Yes.
Oh, and Daisy refers to her as my peanut butter cupcake, and this little mermaid wishes for sweet things. Like all the little,
my daughter.
All the little things are coming together that we know.
Yes. And there's like quilts and fuzzy pillows, and like a toy chest and tapestries up at like this treehouse sounds amazing. I want to be in it so badly. Can you believe I whispered to her that you're a part of Reich and me? Reich and Daisy's baby.
This part of the book is just like happy tears, just
I
like
know, it's
we're
just
so overwhelmed with joy.
it's not yeah, there's not a ton going on, but it's just like all of these. It's the culmination of everything.
Yeah, because I mean, to everyone who's been listening for the whole like 8 episodes, you know how hard of a journey it was to get here. And
I know.
both for like Reich and Daisy, but also as the reader, like there's an emotional roller coaster that you are like just praying for these two people to have their happy ending. And now it's here.
Yes.
And it's so magical.
Yes. And I like that, like, it's not rushing through it. Like, we get to savor these sweet moments with them.
That's what I find is really nice. Yeah, about Kristen Becca's writing is that a lot of the times I think, and this is not like putting down any other books, but that we get to the happy ending and then that's kind of like it. And then you might get like an epilogue where it goes like 10 years into the future. But I feel like here we, like you just said, it's not rushing through the fact that now they are kind of like what you would say is like the achieved goal. They've got their happy ending, but life doesn't end there. So we still get to see them existing in their happy ending, which is really nice.
And then Reich finally joins them up in the treehouse. The fairy just granted this mermaid her very best wish. What was her fucking wish? You. Ta-da! He's here, right in front of me. Mommy thinks she's a fucking fairy. And she's just like kicking and making all these cute baby sounds.
And Reich's like, yeah, sweetie, you think she's one too? And he's like, we're all in fucking agreement then. God, that's so cute.
And then she has cereal, milk and cereal that she like pours in a bowl and gives to him, and he goes, "You knew I'd fucking follow you here. Wherever you go, I go."
That's, I think, I remember writing my review when we did our reread like last year, and I was pulling out quotes, and I was like, that was the number one I used, like, wherever you go, I'll go. And I'm like, every time I hear it, that's what they needed.
Yes. And they just sit in this moment, eat their cereal, and have their baby sitting next to them, just like savoring the moment, being in this moment together.
Yeah, she says all three of us together existing in the world at the exact same time. And then I can't think of a greater, more magnificent adventure than this one. I'm actually overwhelmed with happiness for these three.
I'm smiling so much my cheeks hurt again.
It's so perfect.
And then you flip the page. It says 10 years later. And I just remember reading this bit and being like, so like we've talked about the fact that all of these families, like, they think about whether they want to have more kids in the future. And I'm like, oh, so we're going to find out. Which is so funny to me because, like, not only do we find out, we continue to see it, like, way further into the future than just these 10 years. But in the moment, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get my answer.
Also, I think it's funny that I was literally just saying, like, we're staying in the moment. And now we flick for 10 years.
I know you picked
but
10
to be
years
fair,
so specifically, and I was like,
maybe I
that must have just been in the back of her head.
But to be fair, like you said, we did actually stay in the moment for a long time, and now we get the happily ever after future.
Yeah. And like another book, it would have been like Daisy had the baby, and that was the last chapter, and then you would have gotten the epilogue where you'd see that she had recovered or something like that.
Definitely.
Like that is, I feel, more formulaic.
Yeah, or like the last chapter
the formula
is like
that other books would follow.
Definitely. Or I think what I've read before is like when it has a big like moment like that where you don't know if someone's alive, and then the last chapter is, and then the epilogue is just skipped ahead to like they did this and this is what child like their child is and this is where they live and etc. Like it kind of wraps up everything. But this is so much nicer, and like I love a Krista and Becca chunky book. Like just like every moment is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
now we've reached the epilogue.
10 years later, one of the best epilogues. So Reich is running through dense spruce trees and the call of the mountains.
And who is with
ahead.
him? I love that. Like he's ahead of him.
It's always the running motif with them. I love it so much.
But then Reich falls in line beside Lo, and Lo picks up his speed. our legs stretch at equal fucking distance. Easily, I keep in step with him. So now it's, we've come so far, they're no longer one of them's ahead of the other, one of them's trying to catch up. They're running together. I feel like we should have given a tear warning in this episode. We should have been like, get your tissue.
Yes. By the way, have your tissues ready. But yeah, no, it's so bittersweet too, though, because he's like, maybe the only difference between us now is the scar that stretches from my thigh to calf and the dull ache in my right knee, reminding me of a day, of a time, and a person.
We're always thinking of you, Adam Sully.
Yes. So we learned also that they're in the Smoky Mountains, which is the location of their lake house, which we already knew that, but they say that they both slow to a walk as the lake house comes into view. It's super early in the morning. That's Reich's time, and
they just have a bit of like brotherly banter.
Yeah, the Low tripped over a root and Reich is so ready to dig it up and get rid of it. And I was like, it didn't murder me. It's okay. It's okay, protective big brother.
I love this bit where he's talking about also like how far they've come. Like Low is 13 years sober. And he notes that Lily said, he's ice in the winter now. He won't melt. And Reich believes that every day. Like you said, and I think when we did our ranking, like that it's some kind of perfect and then long way down. I think there's only one other epilogue that beats this. This is like the epilogue.
Yes.
We're only like 2 pages in.
I know. It's fine. We're getting there. Ish. So then, as they get to the house, a tall 10-year-old girl quickly fits on her sneakers. Her dark brown hair in a sloppy pony. She missed a strand on her neck. She mutters fuck, hops into her sneaker on her way down to the grass. I wonder who it is.
A 10-year-old, very tall, said the word fuck. Who could it be? But Reich Meadows' daughter?
And then he says, careful, Sully. He's such a protective dad, too. Careful, Sully. But she wanted to run with them, and they ran without her because she needs sleep. She is a crazy baby with her weird sleep schedule. We'll learn why. She doesn't have the same problems as Stacy. There's
Yeah. But it's so cute, the like interaction where Sully's being like, Dad, you could have woken me, and all of this, and then she says to Lo, like, Uncle Lo, tell him. And Lo's almost laughing, like, yeah, right, why didn't you wake her? And it's just, I love it, the uncle and the dad and everything.
Sleep is so fucking boring. Why can't I just use an alarm clock and wake up earlier? Just 1 hour. Only your kid.
But yeah, so we find out that, obviously we know that Daisy and Reich have weird sleeping patterns, and Sully is their baby who obviously spent all her time with them, has mimicked them.
Yes.
And this summer Reich's given her the rule that she has to turn off her alarm clock and get at least 7 hours sleep, because I think she just started sleeping through classes she didn't like, and she relies on naps because she doesn't sleep enough during the night. Just because, like she said, sleep is boring to her. She'd rather be awake and doing things.
So, and she is FOMEF'd, which we'll learn about what FOMEF'd is in Damaged Like Us, but she hasn't.
Oh, but then it's so cute.
The door opens and another kid comes out. Only he's already in running gear, plus a backwards baseball cap with the Spider-Man logo. 12-year-old Maximoff Hale quickly jogs over to us. His 13th birthday in a couple months.
You know how you were saying that Reich is such an overprotective dad? Sully hasn't done up her shoelace, and Reich's bending down to do it. It's so cute. It's like, I love my daughter more than the fucking world. And you can tell in every single interaction between them, you can tell that he's just like the best dad.
Yes. So then Maximoff is like, I'll run the trail with her. Like, we'll take bear spray, whatever. And they note that Maximoff stands like he's in his trees, exuding quiet maturity that makes you pause, makes you think, you can carry the fucking world, Maximoff Hale. Problem is, no matter how much he likes responsibility and being treated like a grown-up, we can't forget that he's still a kid. I just love seeing.
Yeah. Before.
This is Maximoff Hale. What I know about him, yes, he was always this way.
But it's really cute because Reich notes that Lily and Lo don't want him to carry the world. They just want him to be 12 and have fun. But
yes.
No, Muffy is ready to be an adult.
He's
yeah.
our little kid adult.
I've
I
heard
feel like
that
I've heard
phrase
that somewhere, but
used.
I don't know where.
No, no, it's we use it at work as well sometimes when they're like, "Oh, this book fits into the kidult section," and I'm like, "That is, I don't like that word," but it's really
So
cute.
they go to play checkers, or Moffy and Sully are just gonna go play checkers. They'll just enjoy their morning a different way.
Yeah, because
So
Lo
then,
warned them of the murderous route. He's
murderous,
like, "You
the
can't go
murderous
running waves."
goddamn root.
Yeah, but it's really
Yes.
cute because Moffy offers to play. Well, Sully is like, "Do you want to play checkers?" And so they go to do that, and it's really cute to see like the interaction because obviously where we left them, we've seen like toddler Moffy, but obviously Sully's just a little baby, and now we get to see them, and they're obviously really close. It's just
Yes.
amazing.
Yes. And so then they go inside and we see Connor. We're all older, but this guy, he doesn't fucking age. Years will never wither him, never defeat him. He's still incomparably confident. His dominance, like a morning wake up call. Can't miss it, not even before dawn. He's not alone, by the way.
And who is it but a sleeping 3-year-old girl? And she's dressed in pink floral PJs. So cute.
So Connor's trying to make coffee, but it looks like the coffee pot is broken, and Reich comes over to help him. And we see these two, like, despite their differences over the years and the way they've butted heads, we're both aware of how polar opposite we are, how we go at life at varied speeds and in contrasting directions. I never stopped caring about him, and he never stopped giving me his wisdom. He knows I like the quiet of the morning, so he doesn't hassle me. I know he likes his coffee, so I try and fix this fucked up thing.
And also there's the callback back to when Reich asked Connor to stop giving him advice. And it's like, no, he's never stopped doing that. But also to Daisy's theory that relationships that take the most effort and time might become the mightiest in the end. And Reich thinks she was probably right. Yeah.
Theory proven correct. So then Reich asks, is she okay? And we're introduced to Audrey Virginia Cobalt, the youngest Cobalt. And we finally see that Rose and Connor had their second girl. We still don't know how many are between Jane and Audrey at this moment, but we do know that they eventually got their girl. The girl that bookends the Cobalt family.
Yeah, and all we know so far is that it was 9 years after Jane was born. And
Yes.
we learn that Audrey has red hair.
Yes. So
Very, very cute.
Reich
Like
is asking
Connor's mother.
Yeah. So Reich is asking, is Audrey okay? And Connor's like, she was scared of a great and terrible boogie. And Lo says, what's with this boogeyman? My kid was afraid of the same thing last night. Which kid? Kenny?
Also, Lo's youngest. She's 3, like Audrey. So the girls are the same age.
And then we get the monster is fictional from the imagination of Elliot Alice Cobalt. Just losing my mind over this entire chapter.
I think I've never used so many tabs in like one chapter. Like some of these pages have 3 tabs on one page just because there is like every like paragraph is like bam, reveal, bam, reveal.
Yes. I mean, it's literally like we get Kenny down here and then immediately we get Elliot 2 lines later.
And we already just got Audrey.
Yes. So Reich then eventually climbs the staircase. He runs into Jane, always in pastel colors, pinks, blues, yellows, purples, and greens. She is her forever mismatched queen.
Love
Yeah,
her.
her outfits never match, but that never prods her to change. Absolutely the fuck not. We also see her looking for coffee. Our coffee
Child.
lover. And then
Yeah.
the coffee pot is broken, meowed.
I love it. They really were not going to escape swearing with who they have as family.
No.
But you know, of course the Colberts are doing it in French.
Yes. So then he's continuing up to the second level. I thought she might have tried to work me over for something. I'd say Janie likes to pull the wool over people's eyes, but all of the girls do that with me. Yesterday, Lo said I'm a pushover. I let his 8-year-old daughter draw an alien on my arm and stars on my cheek with Sharpie. If Luna Hale asked to pen a spaceship on my forehead, I probably would have said just not in my eye.
Oh my gosh. I think that one paragraph about Luna is like instantly, you know, they're going to love her.
Yes. So to recap at this point, we have Maximoff Luna and Kinney for the Hales. And we have Sully for the Meadows. And we have Jane. We already know Charlie, Beckett, Elliot, and Audrey for the Cobalts so far.
So it's 5 for
Just
the
like
Cobalt.
collecting little babies for all of these families.
So I think that's the Cobalt count is 5 and the Hale count is 3.
Yes.
Yes.
So then he goes into his bedroom. He steps on like some. My soul crunches on food.
Oh yeah, it's like coconut's food, isn't it?
Yeah, Nutty is still there, curled at the end of the bed. Daisy, her tired eyes are already smiling at me. And she's like, hey there, hey, my wolf. Daisy Petunia Meadows can sleep 8 to 10 hours. She can dream. She can feel that fucking peace. And he always asks, how do you feel? Happy. You must be my husband. He asks me that every morning and every night. And he says, I'm about to climb over to Daisy's side to wrap her in our arms, but the tiny mound between us begins to shift. A 4-year-old girl in blue dolphin print PJs squeezes a stuffed sea turtle to her chest, and she giggles as soon as she sees us. Like she's been awake the entire fucking time.
Daisy mock gasps, who's this in our bed? And it's so cute. Like, Daisy's like feigning surprise at the girl who's just giggling. I think an animal has crawled into our bed. Maybe we should send her to the zoo. No. And the whole scene is so adorable. I mean, just like, you can kind of, before anything is said. And it's just like, oh, one, this scene is like one of the cutest things ever. But two, it's like, I'm so happy for them.
Yes.
And they're debating.
I'm Winona Briar Meadows. Which, I mean, I know some people maybe don't recognize it, but I have seen Sleeping Beauty enough to recognize Briar Rose.
Oh yeah.
So I saw that and I was like, oh my god, I know.
It's really cute.
Thanks to Rose's heart and generosity, we had another daughter. Daisy's frozen eggs, my sperm, they took thankfully, and surrogacy worked. Rose gave birth to our baby, and the whole 9 months where Connor, Rose, Daisy, and I were linked together, it solidified something unbreakable between us. And then we get the hey squirt. Sully comes in from playing checkers, and she sees her little sissy. Hey squirt.
And then they all curled up in bed, and yeah, Rake's just like admiring them. He's like, oh my girls, this is my family.
And remember we talked about way back when they were driving to Camp Calloway that Reich was surrounded by girls. He'll forever be surrounded by girls.
And he just reflects on how much he loves it, and he's loved every moment of his life.
So then he urges them to go to sleep. Get some more sleep, guys. And he continues walking through the house. I peek into the second room, door ajar. 6-year-old Ben. I dropped the book.
So yeah, right.
6-year-old Ben Pirip Cobalt.
So perfect.
He hangs partially off the top of the wooden bunk. I love him.
And then, so one, you get the shock of that. You're like, oh my god, another Cobalt. The boy on the lower bunk rubs his amber eyes of his face and then turns back into his pillow. 5-year-old Xander.
Alright, so we've collected another Cobalt and another.
Yeah, so Reich notes that Xander's the third born of the Hale children. So we have Maximoff, Luna, Xander, and Kinney.
Yes, which I was annotating Addicted to You, and I reached this bit where Lo is like, you've got such a big family, to Lily, that she has a family of 6 with the 4 Calloway girls and then their parents, and 6 is such a big family.
That's exactly what you've got.
6. I love. And then he goes into another room. We see Charlie is still asleep. We learn that he's skipped 2 grades, so he is in the same class as Maximoff and Jane, and that he probably could have skipped more, but that's as far as he went. We see Elliot also asleep.
And Beckett's there.
And then we see his younger brother. Only 11 months difference between Elliot and this younger brother. Tom Caraway Cobalt. It'd be stranger if we had one body fewer, one personality shyer of the number of Cobalts in this house. 5 boys, 2 girls. Connor and Rose had 7 children in total. An empire. And this bit, if they'd wanted, we all know they would have had an 8th kid, what they once hoped for. But Rose took the time to give birth to Winona instead. They altered their future for Daisy and me. I can't even express what that fucking means to us, but we never forget their love. We feel it every day when we hold Winona. So, I mean, technically, Rose did birth 8 babies.
Yeah, hold on, I have to.
One of them doesn't belong to the kobolds. Okay, so then we learn that the house is going to get even more crowded eventually, that the Stokes are going to be coming.
Maria's just turned 20.
Maria turned 20 and she went into acting. She just recently starred in an A-list movie.
Oh.
And we see that Willow is also going to be coming to the house, that she helped open a Superheroes and Scones in London. And he's like, the little kids aren't excited to see Willow in particular, but the little girl she brings with her, Veda, Lauren, Abby, Lauren, and Garrison married Willow the same year she graduated college. He's as much a part of this family as my sister.
I'm gonna cry.
After that one chapter where he's like, I'm not gonna have a reason to see you guys anymore.
Yeah. If people haven't read Bad Rap, you have to. It's such a beautiful story. You have to read Willow and Garrison's story.
Don't worry, just keep listening to this podcast, and that'll be the second. We're doing some kind of perfect, and then it's Bad Rap next. But we also learned that he made a really successful video game based off of the 4th Degree comics. And so when we forgot to cover that in our recap, but Connor had said that he wanted to invest in Garrison, and this is what that project was, that he made a video game.
Which is really cool, because obviously we also learned that it was Garrison's original character that was accepted for the Superhero and Scones competition. So Ike's done his tour of the house. He's back in the kitchen, and Lily's there holding her toddler.
Miss Kenny Hale.
Yeah, and he's just really cute. He knows how, Reich comments that he knows how this little flirtation between Lily and Lo will go, so he doesn't stick around to wait. But Reich notes that they'll look infatuated with each other, remembering how many years they've spent, how far their lives have come, how much love they've shared. Their romance has never changed. We all thank the fucking world for that, because there's no Lily without Lo. There's no Lo without Lily.
And then he notices Rose dressed in a silk black robe by the coffee pot. She's trying to fix the machine, but Connor whispers to her too, drawing her away from the broken thing. With fire beneath her yellow-green gaze, Rose looks just as unaltered by the years as Connor, just as fucking immortal, just as enduring. As I pass by the side door, I see their spouses' names on their lips. Richard, Rose, war and love is in their eyes. Both entranced with battle plans, their fucking wit, their words.
It's so cute. And I know I feel like we literally just spoke about how this book is so special because we see so much of all of the characters, and what is this chapter but not that? We're seeing even more of all of their happy ending, and it's just so perfect. They have the family they wanted, and they've come so far themselves.
Yes. So Reich walks outside, and he's sitting by the Adirondack chairs that are out in the backyard that looks out over the lake. But we learn that Reich still is endorsed by Fizzle. He climbs weekly, and he's still able to free solo, but nothing like I fucking used to. Nothing that could kill me. I don't crave those roots. Not in that way. Not like I did at 20 with so much less to love. Which, I don't know how far you've gotten into Burn Bright, but this totally reminds me of a certain part of Burn Bright.
I will say I'm 150 pages in. I run out of tabs in my colors. I cannot get over how perfect both Ben and I don't know if I should say her name. I was gonna say is it spoilers if I say Harriet? But anyway, I am absolutely obsessed with both their characters. This is the best thing ever. This
it gets better.
I don't think I'm prepared.
I go at life at 150 miles an hour, but I also wake up the next day to see this right here, right now. And the sun begins to come over the mountains in the distance.
Sunrise.
And then who
I love the
comes
way
to
that he
sit next to
describes
him?
it, because he describes it
Yes.
as an orange glow slowly crests to claim this day as today, to begin everything all over again, which is such a callback to the prologue. Daisy and
Yes.
Riker thinking about the sun setting and the sun rising again.
So then Daisy comes to sit next to him. Without speaking, she slides between my legs and I pull her up until her back rests against my chest. 2 more people join without a word. Lo sits down a few feet from me, Lily next to her husband. Pressed together, he holds her while she holds him. Their gazes follow ours. Connor noiselessly walks outside and stands by a red chair near me, hands in his pockets. As Rose reaches him, heels sinking in the grass, he extends his hand to her, and she clasps tightly. They both turn and observe the skyline, air weightless, all unencumbered. All 6 of us fix our eyes on the rising sun. There are moments you remember and people you will never fucking forget. While orange light bathes us, while tension flits far, far away, how much we felt, all that we've bled, surrenders to our collective love. Lifetimes, days, minutes spent together. As we watch outward, as we watch upward, as our faces warm, we live and breathe in quiet, blissful peace. Oh, it's
The
so
end.
beautiful. My cheeks hurt so much.
But like, you're just so happy.
Yes.
This is, so for anyone who doesn't know, this was supposed to be the last book in the Addicted series, obviously. And obviously, we were blessed with some kind of perfect. This is supposed to be the end, and after 9 books of these characters, from when we meet Lily, just in college, she doesn't even, they don't know Connor yet. Daisy's still pretty much on the outside. Reich isn't there. To this where it's all 6 of them all together, and they have these families that they can, grow the way they wanted to grow and they wish they had. So much love between all of them. It's just
I
like,
love
wow.
it so much.
Yeah. Then you just like cry
But
heavy
that's not,
tears now.
yes, but that's not the end of our discussion. We still have bonus scene to talk about.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, this book was
have
just
you
really,
read?
really beautiful.
So beautiful. It's a happy ending for all of my favorite characters. That's why it will always be one of my favorites in this series.
Okay.
Okay.
So, 2018 Halloween bonus scene.
And we are in Connor Cobalt's limo. It is Lo's POV.
Wait,
And Lo is just,
okay, this is the same year as the book is actually set. Because I
yes.
just went to
So
check Reich's
this,
dates.
yeah, this ends in, oh fuck, I don't remember. It's like May
Like,
or June.
yeah,
Long way
I'd say like
down
June or something.
of 2018. So this is the fall of that year, which takes place in the some kind of perfect timeline. So they are in Connor's limo, and Lo is just being real reflective over everything that he's experienced in this limo, from being incredibly drunk and like escaping a Halloween party to watching the birth of his niece. There's a lot that's happened in this.
His sort of reflection is really sweet as well, because he notes it's Halloween of 2018. I'm 28 today, and I get to make more memories. I didn't fuck up my life into oblivion. I know, it's hard for me to believe too. No, he's come so far.
I know. So,
But he's in the limo with Connor and Wright.
yes. And he asks for a rule. He has one rule for this Halloween outing. And at first it's like, is it that Connor and Reich can't fight each other? But he notes that like Connor and Reich have come a long way in their own relationship. They're even sitting like side by side across from Lo. So that's not his rule. It's that Lo has taken care of everything. This is a surprise outing. Nobody knows where they're going, except we'll find out Daisy knows. But other than that, no one else knows. And Lo wants Reich and Connor to understand that he's taken care of everything. He's figured out security. He's an adult. He's 28. He can handle this, and just trust that he has been able to handle this. And we also learn that because nobody knows where they're going, Rose has gotten the sisters into her car, and she's trying to grill Daisy to give her answers. And she wants them alone because she knows that Lo would shut that shit down if he were
It's
there.
so funny. Lily's like, I think she's an hour away from blood pact Lo. And Lo's just like, has Daisy spilled the secret yet? She hasn't. That's all he cares about.
Yes. So
Which I think is
then,
a nice nod to something that will come in some kind of perfect.
yes. And then we learn. So then it's solidified that Reich and Connor, they don't know. We also learn at this point Connor trusts Lo to have made all of the correct arrangements, but did he take into account that Rose is 3 months pregnant?
This makes me wonder. So is this? This is Elliot.
Yes. So then again, this is something that just reminds me of Burn Bright when Lo's like, kid number 4 on the way. How have you not self-combusted yet? Because I'm me, Connor Cobalt, non-flammable, childproof, a god of immortal men, brilliant, handsome, annoying as fuck.
Only to you.
Highly fucking doubtful.
Their banter is just unmatched, honestly.
Yes. Then we see Reich wants Connor to be really honest because it's 2018. Sully is still under a year old. And it's hard for Reich and Daisy to leave her behind. Reich wants to know if Connor, what do you feel when you leave your kids behind like tonight? Because leaving Sully even for a few hours fucking kills me. And then we learned that like when they were leaving, it was like what was it? Jane was clinging on, where his 3-year-old daughter cried when we left her and she clung to his ankle, blubbering, "Take me with you." And Becca was holding on to Rose and crying. And then their tears made Sully cry. And then Maximoff wasn't crying, but he came over and like tugged on his jeans and was like, "Can I come?" And Lo had to be like, "No, not this time." And Maximoff was like, "Okay," but like how does he put it? "Okay," he said sadly. Him caving that easily actually made it twice as goddamn heartbreaking.
Like if you had that many kids around, like all these adorable little babies being like, "I want to come," like crying, "Don't leave." I'm like, I don't know if I'd be strong enough to leave.
Yes. And then Reich's like, "I need you to tell me honestly, Connor, what you're feeling." And honestly, I try and focus on facts. Fact, their tears are irrational. Fact, they'll realize when we return that we didn't leave them forever. Fact, I love them. Connor, I wouldn't say it feels like I'm dying, but it's not the greatest feeling in the world. I'll give you that. And then Lo's like, no more talking about kids. We're not that old yet. All right, how many years ago was it? Christ, 2-3 years ago, we were talking about blowjobs on Halloween. Now the best conversation we have is babies? No.
Reich's response.
And then we learn.
He's like, "I hung a mirror against the wall of my bed about a week ago." There we go. And what? The mirror above your bed wasn't enough? I love that Connor's also like, why are we assuming it's for Daisy?
But it is for Daisy. She's very visually stimulated. She was straining her neck looking at the ceiling when I was fucking her from behind. So I just put in another mirror. And we learn that doggy style is a very successful position for them. Reich really likes doggy style. And then Reich asks how Lily's doing. Lo says she's doing really, really good. When my amber eyes fix on theirs, I realize they're both smiling with me, not in jest, not mockingly. They're happy because I'm happy. And you know what? I think that's called friendship and family. So then they pull up to Cobalt Inc. and Lo pops his head out of the limo and sees someone waiting on the curb. It's Garrison Abbey.
Yeah, he's got his black hoodie up, obscuring his face.
Yes. And he says, "Thanks for the invite, but I've decided I'm not going." And Lo can tell that he's just like being cagey. He's kind of uncomfortable. He's like, Garrison's trying to give excuses like, "I have work, but if the CEO of the company can take time off for my birthday, then so can his employee." And Garrison is still trying to refuse. And I really like that we see this moment because like we saw Lo in Addicted After All really seeing himself in Garrison, but it was right at the very end and there was a lot going on too. Like he saw himself before they really connected and before Garrison like had like turned a new leaf and decided that he wasn't going to hang out with his friends anymore after they broke into the house. But we never really get to see Lo interacting with Garrison after that moment. So I do like that we get to see in his perspective, him continuing to see more of himself in Garrison and like trying to connect with him like further down the line, because we don't really get to see that too. Like, we kind of see it from other people's perspectives in Fuel the Fire and Long Way Down, but we don't necessarily see it in Lowe's until like right now.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah, it's really nice to see also. I mean, we've just been reflecting on how far like Lily and Lo have come, but also that he doesn't accept like any of Garrison's like excuses, and Garrison's trying to block the door, and Lo's like, no, let me out, and his stomach starts to cramp because he feels like there's something's actually wrong. He needs to really talk to Garrison, and it's just sweet. It's like he's being the older brother for Garrison, like Reich was for him.
Yes. And like, as a reminder, this is happening only a couple of months after the end of Long Way Down, not including the 10-year epilogue, but where we had just seen that Garrison was like, well, I'm not going to hang out with you guys anymore because I won't have a reason to hang out with you. But we see Lo like really trying to bring Garrison into the fold with them. Like, he won't take that as an excuse for him not to hang out. But Garrison does feel kind of awkward because it's like, it's a couples thing, so he's seventh wheeling, but I'm the seventh wheel now that Willow is gone, and I see that it's a pity invite, man, so just leave me alone. Pity. Do you know who I am? I have waited in self-pity too much to ever spare pity for other people. And you can ask Connor and Reich in there. I don't aimlessly throw out invites like I'm a flower girl at a wedding. I have very few friends, and you're one of them. So Lo says Willow would hate what we're about to do. You will probably like what I have planned. So I'm glad it's you and not her.
Also, I think there's a very little like insight into Garrison and Willow's relationship and like bad rep, especially if you haven't read it, where the way that Garrison says Willow is gone, Lo notes that he acts like she's dead. Not that my sister is just studying abroad. Poor Garrison.
So Garrison finally agrees to come, and we learn that they're going to a Halloween horror fest. And so then Lo tells us the Halloween horror fest is basically a theme park decked out for Fright Night, full of terror-inducing mazes where actors try to scare people or try to make people scream and cry. It's my heaven right behind Comic-Con. Okay,
you can also understand now why Daisy is the only one who knows where they're going. And I think that's really sweet as well. Lo obviously wanted it to be this big surprise, but one remembered and acknowledged that Daisy wouldn't enjoy this, and so probably told her what his plan was and asked her if she actually wanted to come, rather than just thinking. I feel like if he'd thought, no, Daisy won't like this, so I won't invite her, that would have been so much worse, because Daisy would have felt like maybe something was reverting and like they were forgetting about her again. That actually was quite sweet.
I love it. And it's like, there's this moment where he's like, well, if you're scared, if you don't want to do it, then we won't do it. Like, I'm going to include you in whatever my birthday plans are. But it's her being like, no, I don't want you to change your plans for me. And we see this moment of them connecting where Lo was like, well, I have remembered moments where people have tried not to drink alcohol purely because I'm an alcoholic and I can't drink it. And it annoys me that they won't do what they want purely so that they can pacify me. And I don't want that. And it, like, he senses that Daisy's feeling something similar. So they connect on that level. And he, like, figures out a plan that she's just going to stay behind in the safe zones. There are safe zones throughout this horror fest, and she's just going to sit there with Nutty. And
did they bring their bodyguards?
Yes, I think I assume their bodyguards are usually with them, just, like, not necessarily called out. But we also get this moment where it's been 15 years since Lily and Lo went to a horror fest, because the last time they went, Lily peed her pants. She was so scared. She's upset that Lo has sprung this surprise on her because she didn't bring a change of clothes in case she pees her pants again. But so they are
it's just funny.
They're like getting cinnamon rolls at Cinnabon for everybody. We see this bit. I just like this bit where Lily, like, oh, what does she do? They're like bantering with each other and playing jokes, and Lo's like, truce, and she goes, no, wait, what? My face falls in a deep frown. Lil, ha, how does it feel to drink your own medicine? Bitter? Like whiskey? Give me another. No, she snaps, not missing a beat. And then she sips her drink and starts walking away, and she notices that he's not following. Only 3 feet away from me, she pauses. Lo, we're not supposed to leave each other. I won't. Them. So then they're just sort of observing. So they're in this safe zone. Rose and Connor have like a map out on the table, trying to decide which route they're gonna take for all of these mazes. And Lily's like, shh, they're circling, and he knows that she means the nerd stars are in orbit. He goes, they're not
It's so much
physically
fun,
circling,
all of
but I
them.
understand by now that she means the nerd stars are flirting. Do I really want to watch? Maybe. And then, yeah, we see the Rose and Connor banter, and then they turn, and we see the Reich and Daisy banter. Daisy has the cinnamon buns, and she's holding them up to her chest, being like, my right bun is smaller than my left bun. Your
You love it.
buns look fucking perfect to me, Calloway. You'll like this one. Why is that? It's really wet. Reich casually uses 2 fingers to swipe some icing off the dough. Not wet enough, sweetheart. I cringe at them. Will you still eat me? His I want to fuck you eyes say yes. Hey, Lily wants you to stop flirting. I do not.
I think it's so funny because Lo had spoken when he was talking to Daisy about this whole thing. He was like, just promise me you'll keep the crazy raisin flirting to a minimum.
Yes.
Absolutely
Yes.
not.
Promise broken.
He's had enough. I love it. She's like, are you jealous of my buns, Lo? Waving the cinnamon bun at him, and he's like, see ya, motherfuckers. He can't take it anymore.
All right. So they're on their way to their maze, and then we learn I've never seen Rose or Connor frightened by ghosts, the supernatural, or scary movie villains. They don't know it, but finally witnessing their fear of the undead and gore is my goal tonight. Let the horror begin. Lo is such a child. He just wants to see these two scared.
The
He's
menace.
going on about how, like, I'm an adult, I'm 28 now, like, trust me to make the adult decisions, but also I really want to see you two scared.
To be fair, I feel like if Connor and Rose are always like, nothing affects them, at some point you'd be like, no, I have to get them. I will finally get them.
So then they're going into the Exorcist maze. That's the first one that they're going into. They're allowed to, like, cut the line so that they're not waiting with the rest of the public. They get to sneak in. Lily is absolutely terrified. Lo's also like, I kind of like this because it means Lily gets to hang on to me the entire night and cuddle with me while she's scared.
Lily's like terrified from the first moment. I think the first thing they see, she's like, absolutely not. Garrison's just like, cool.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this. And
But
Rose
success.
yelps a little bit. Connor, not affected. You did that on purpose. Yes, Rose. The actors jump out at you on purpose. That's the point.
Well, he's got 1 out of 2 so far.
Yes. And then Lily's so scared that she just gets in a piggyback with Lo and he carries her through. Yes, she peeks through her fingers and an actor dressed like a possessed teenager jumps at her face. Lily claws onto my back and screams bloody murder. Get me out of here, she wails.
I love how the piggybacks have stayed consistent throughout all of Lily and Lo's books and all of their like cameos and everything. It's such a cute thing.
Yes. So they come out and Rose and Connor both come out unscathed. Their golden crowns, we didn't even mention. So they're all like, they all have Halloween outfits, but nothing super flashy. So Lily and Lo have little alien antenna headbands. Reich and Daisy have flower crowns, and Rose and Connor are wearing gold crowns, and literally like gold crowns. These aren't plastic cheap crowns. And then Garrison has a hat that says boo on it. I think flashing lights.
Where did I see something? I thought
Lights that spell out boo.
well, they dressed up as Power Rangers when they went trick-or-treating, not now. Okay, got it.
Yeah. They went
I was
trick-or-treating
just stuck on
earlier
remember
in the
seeing
week.
like Power Rangers. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they went out with the kids because this Halloween is on a weekday. So they had been able to do like a Halloween thing with the kids before, but this is Lo's birthday and he wants it to be kid-free, so yeah.
Yeah.
But so anyway, Rose and Connor come out of this maze. They both look unscathed. They truthfully look like they just left the easiest business meeting of their goddamn lives. Damn it. Rose narrows her eyes at me like she knows what I'm up to. Stop staring at me. I know you like my face, but my face doesn't like you. You're a child, Lauren.
Also love that he notes that there are 9 more mazes to try and get Rose and Connor.
Yes.
He's like, I will get you before the end of the night.
Yeah. So Reich then comes up to walk next to Lo, and Garrison is a few steps ahead of them. And we're seeing some more scare actors trying to like scare other people. It's also noted that like I don't think the bodyguards are like necessarily, I think they're around, but they're not like guarding them the way you would normally picture them in public. So they're pretty much going under the radar right now. Like nobody really recognizes them.
I think they've given them like a decent range of space.
Yeah. So as they're walking, they notice that Reich and Lo notice that Garrison is looking back at them, and they're like, "You have a question for us? Ask us." So he says, "You both talk to Willow a lot, I'm sure, about me, and you can probably gauge her feelings, right? Honestly, I don't need a 10-page long synopsis or diagram or anything, but I just want to know the percentage you two think Willow will want to break up with me in the next few years."
Garrison.
And we learned that Willow lost her virginity to Garrison right before she left for London, and she shared this with her brothers.
So they're a bit confused, being like, I don't think she will.
Right. So they say 0%. That
this part of
Willow
Lo is
will want to
so
break up
funny.
with him. 0%, I say suddenly. 0%? Is he good at math? Am I good at math? I can count to 10. 1, 2, my sister is too good for you. 4, 5, you both will survive. You realize you didn't reach 10, right?
And it's like, he doesn't even react. He just looks at Reich, and Reich flips off Garrison before. He's like, thank you, big brother. But Reich also says
0%.
Yeah, he also says so.
But I don't know what you'll fucking do. Why would you think I'd want to break up with her? I'm worried about her breaking up with me. That broken heart fucking thing. And this is where we learned that Garrison had filled out a Tumblr questionnaire. And Garrison's like, how did you even see it? You don't even use Tumblr. You're internet inept.
And it's so funny. Reich's like, fuck you. Lo agrees. And then Reich is like, but I know how to use Facebook. Garrison is deeply offended. Facebook is stupid, man. It's like the ugly stepchild of Tumblr.
But we learned that Daisy showed Lo and Reich this Tumblr questionnaire. But so Garrison's like, I don't like the way that like things felt off a little bit. We didn't leave things off at a great place when she left Philly to go to London. So we knew that Willow had lost her virginity, and Lo and Reich knew. And this is where Garrison realizes that Lo and Reich now know that they slept together. Great, she told you. Yep. Reich adds, and don't you dare fucking yell at her about it. We're her brothers.
I wouldn't yell at Willow for anything. Yeah.
And then Reich says, if you're that fucking worried, there's a solution. Just go see Willow in London, which he says, yeah, maybe. But as we'll see in Bad Rep, there's a reason for some of his hesitation and why he hasn't gone to see Willow in London at all. So then we see these chainsaw wielding clowns come running towards the group, and they're getting in Rose and Connor's face first. Rose isn't like screaming the way Lily screams, but she does like flinch into Connor's chest. You involuntarily ran into my arms. You're smart. I'm brilliant, and don't use my intelligence as a means to compliment yourself. I love them. So then Lo notices that there is a clown sneaking up behind Reich, and he screams into Reich's ear, and Reich is act first, assess second, so he punches this clown. And he didn't mean to. He was just startled, and that is that's like his first instinct. So he punches this clown, and all of the clowns are very upset because you're not supposed to touch the scare actors. They're not supposed to touch you, but you're not supposed to touch them.
I mean, to be fair, it says like the clown screeches manically in Reich's ear. How did you expect him to react?
I know.
Like that's like you're like 5 millimeters away from actually touching them. Come on.
And Reich's so sorry. Clowns look mad, Lily whispers in my neck, like real anger. Connor hears Lily and easily replies, that's generally the sentiment that appears after someone is punched. Reich isn't even flipping Connor off. He's too busy apologizing to any clown that'll listen. I'm so fucking sorry. Oh, Reich.
But yeah, their bodyguards are there because they appear.
De-escalate, and Garrison's busy recording all of this. We'll see why he's recording in Bad Rep, but we learn that Reich is banned from the entire park. Like, he can't even sit in the safe zone with Daisy anymore. He has to completely leave. And he's like, I'll go sit in the car. You all go on without me. No, you're not waiting in the car like you were cast out. It's Halloween. I call the shots. And I say, we go to Queen Rose's place and watch Poltergeist with surround sound. Garrison's like, can we order pizza? And there will be pizza. And ding-dongs. And ding-dongs. And surly-faced brothers named Reich Meadows. Yeah? Yeah, Reich just feels bad that they had to end the night early because they have only gone through one maze and there are 10 mazes total.
I like it. Like, Lo doesn't want to
And
do
then,
about his brother.
no. It's like he was serious when he told Daisy that, like, we're doing this. Whatever our plans are, they've got to include you. Whatever his plans are, they've got to include everybody. They've got to include Reich too. So as they're walking out, Lo is like, Lily, you didn't piss your pants this time. Good job. And he's like, so that means Halloween Horror Fest 2019? And she's like, no. You can take Maximoff when he's older, but no, I want to do it with you and also Maximoff. Like, you've got to be in the equation too.
It's cute. He's like, Maximoff isn't replacing you. But it'll be all of them.
Yes.
That's cute as well. The same sentiment.
Yes. Lo. Yeah. I really like our future. So cute. Me too.
Is
So Lily then hangs back to talk with Garrison and her sister, and Lo catches up to Reich, and he notes that, like, Reich is moving with more purpose and it's likely because he wants to go see Daisy. I know he'll smile once he sees Daisy, and maybe that's why his pace is so quick. But even if I don't say it enough, I love him, and I can't picture a world without him. We walk together side by side, and the tension in the air starts to wane. His taut shoulders drop, and our gazes catch and hold tight in remembrance. Reich once told me that he always thinks about my 21st birthday, and every Halloween I've started thinking about that night too, where my life changed for the better. All because of Reich. 7 years, I tell him. Today is the anniversary of when I met my brother 7 years ago. Reich reaches out and wraps his arm around my shoulder. He messes my hair in the alien headband I wear. Happy birthday, little brother. It's already a perfect one.
it's so cute. Also, I just realised the alien headband, Luna, even though, I mean, that's not a spoiler because we met her in the epilogue, but she obviously isn't born yet, but the Luna vibes are already there.
I know.
Okay. The alien was brewing.
Yes.
Do you want to read the next bit?
We're good with the text. However, I've got the trivia quiz ready.
Wait, what trivia?
I do a quiz at the end of every
Oh my
book.
god, no.
I promise the answers aren't too bad.
God.
Or the questions aren't too hard. I need to get...
Is it for both of us or just me?
Just you. I made up the questions. I already know the answers. Okay.
Oh dear.
So, question 1. What is not a saying on Daisy's shirt that's mentioned in the book specifically? A, adios pantalones. B, donut go breaking my heart. C, I'm a real mermaid. Or D, carpe that fucking diem.
Okay. The last one definitely is. Pantalones definitely is. What was
So
C?
it's either B or C.
C was the mermaid's
C
one,
is
right?
I'm a real mermaid. And B is donut go breaking my heart.
I feel like that donut one was there in one of the, what were they? Stakeouts. So it's, I want to say C.
It is
What was it? Yay!
excellent
You.
job.
I think if I got the first one wrong, I'd be like so stressed.
All right, question 2. What is the name of the Hallways superhero comics? Like the name of the comics overall.
I don't know. The Fourth Degree.
Yes.
No? Yes?
Okay.
I was going to be like, I can
Yes,
name some of the
Fourth Degree.
characters, like Tilly Stater.
Yeah. No. Okay. What is not a joke condition that the Calloway sisters ask in order to make Queens of Philadelphia? So they have their conditions. Which one was not a condition? A, $50 million per episode. B, end to world hunger. C, a unicorn. Or D, a taco bar.
Ooh. See, I feel like, I know the first one is because that's what Daisy asks for. Because she says like $50 million and he's agreeing and then she's like, per episode. I feel like the unicorn is, well, I feel like Poppy's the one who says world peace because she's like so unassuming at the end. And then I can't remember if Lily wants the unicorn or the taco bar. The taco bar seems...
I might need to read it again. It's $50 million per episode. End to world hunger.
Yeah.
A unicorn or a taco bar.
So like not world peace. World hunger. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the answer.
Okay.
It's world hunger.
Very sneaky.
I always get it confused. Yeah, I try to make it sneaky because I messed up that one. Like in my head, I would always think of it as world hunger, and she asks for world peace.
That's because the subplot of this book is Lo being hungry, and specifically that New Year's part. Wait, is it
Okay.
Rose who asks for a unicorn then?
No, I think Daisy also asks for a unicorn.
Okay,
Rose
cool.
asks to be able to kill any of her enemies and like free dry cleaning for her dresses or something like that.
Nice.
4 is a quote. So, my jaw drops with Lily and Rose. We're blank. All blank are cool by the nature of just being blank. All of these are the same word. What is that word?
Can you read it again?
My jaw drops with Lily and Rose. We're all are cool by the nature of just being.
We're blank. We're all blank to the nature of being.
All blanks are cool by the nature of just being blanks.
I have no idea. I want to say like it's not like it's like easy to say like oh it's like we're shocked or like we're shit.
They
I'm like
are
no.
the Callaway.
Oh, sisters. No.
We're sisters. All sisters are cool by the nature of just being sisters. That's the answer.
Oh, that's the word I was missing when you said cool. Okay, got it. Can you read the full quote actually? So it's what we.
My jaw drops with Lily and Rose. We're sisters. All sisters are cool by the nature of just being sisters.
Right. I think I was like hinged on the fact that like their jaws dropped, and I was like, oh, they must be like shocked or something. Well, that was
I was
embarrassing.
trying to include that like Lily and Rose were included
Yeah.
in this as the hint. Okay, question 5. What is the name of Reich's childhood dog?
Like this is why like I'm not on the trivia team. No, absolutely no clue.
It was named after Mount Kinabalu, so her name was Kina.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's a she. His dog was named Kina after Mount Kinabalu.
When is that talked about?
All right, when they're trying to decide what they want to name their baby, and Daisy's like, Reich's really good at picking names. He picked Kina because of Mount Kinabalu.
That's a good question.
Question 6. Thank you. Question 6. What is Reich and Connor's ship name?
Coke.
There's a fill in the blank. Coke. See, they're
A
not.
capital K. I feel like I have to get some, otherwise it's just going to be like, what was I even doing?
All right. I think these two are easy. When did Daisy realize it was the can't eat, can't sleep World Series kind of love? Was it A, New Year's Eve when Reich rescued her from the model's flat? B, when he taught her how to ride a motorcycle? C, in Mexico during the spring break trip? Or D, in the Alps when she ran out in the snow?
D. The way you paused, I thought that was going to be wrong. Oh my god, I was like, wait. Because I remember in her speech, in her wedding vows, it's like she talks specifically how he like didn't have any shoes on and everything, or whatever. Anyway.
Yes.
Cool.
All right, question 8. When did Reich realize it was the can't eat, can't sleep World Series kind of love? A,
Wait, I
the
can tell
New
you
Year's
this.
Eve flat. B, when he taught her how to ride a motorcycle. C, in Mexico during the spring break trip. Or D, in the Alps when she ran out in the snow.
C, in Mexico when they go bungee jumping.
Yes. So everyone wrote sayings, Reich's favorite sayings, or their favorite Reich sayings on his cast match who wrote what. Who wrote, no means no, better yet, fuck no.
Maybe Connor? No.
Connor's is very easy.
Connor's is actually to do with Connor.
Think about what Reich, I'd say it kind of matches.
Well, I feel like it's very easy to think it's Daisy, but I feel like Daisy would say like Daisy wrote like I fucking love you or something. Because I feel like
Okay, so I fucking love you is Daisy's, yes.
okay, because I was gonna say like obviously Reich does reiterate that kind of message to Daisy that like she can just say no.
All right. Do you want me to just read off a couple of them and you can try and guess and we'll whittle
Yes,
it down?
please.
So, all right. So we have the no means no, better yet, fuck no. And then we have Connor Cobalt is a fucking narcissist. Who said that?
Connor. I'll give that one to Connor.
I don't fucking understand Tumblr.
That'll be Willow.
Yes, that was Willow. And then we have the I fucking love you.
Daisy.
That one's Daisy's. We have fuck you, you fucking fuck.
That one be Low.
Yes. Then we have fucking fantastic.
Who's left?
So
Lily.
you've got
I feel like no
Lily
means no
and
is Rose.
Yes.
Yeah. Which actually fits.
Fucking fantastic is Lily.
Yeah, actually that
Yes.
does fit Rose.
If you think about like in context with the like it's very feminine power. Yeah. That tracks.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is so embarrassing.
Not that embarrassing. You were figuring it out. We gotta logic it out. Okay. I also didn't write this one down. Okay. Fill in the blank. This one should be easy. And I will love him in every blank, blank, blank.
Long way down.
I love him in every moment, in every smile, in every frown, and I will love him after every blank, blank, blank.
After every long
And
way down.
You said it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's one of the quotes I like always
Easy.
refer to.
Yes. Okay. This one is, what do Reich and Daisy dress for as Halloween? Dress as for Halloween.
So Daisy is Lady Thor, and she has like the hammer, which she and Lily are playing with. And then Reich is Luke Skywalker. He's one of, no, because like
he's the other one.
Anakin.
Yes.
I know that Connor is one of them.
What are Lily
okay.
and Lo dressed as? Yeah. What are Lily and Lo dressed as?
Okay, bonus point. Rose is dressed as Daenerys Targaryen.
Yes, that's the next question.
Peter Pan. Well, Lily's Tinkerbell, isn't she? And is Lo Peter Pan to Matt?
Yes.
I was just remembering that Lily is like playing with the lightsaber, but obviously that's Reich's lightsaber. Oh, playing to the Lily fairy.
So you've got Rose as Daenerys, Connor as Luke, and then Willow and Garrison. What were they dressed as for Halloween?
Oh, I do remember this because I remember Lo's comment
would cause the apocalypse.
I can like literally remember, but are they characters from?
One is in heaven and one is in hell. They're not characters; they're just very generic.
Right? Yes. It's the angel and a devil.
Yes.
So I was going into that being like, oh, one of them must be dressed as like pestilence, and one of them must be dressed as like famine. Where did that even come from?
The apocalypse. Okay. Question 15. What is Lily's password? Is it A, Lily's Wampa Cap, B, 2011 X23, C, 2011 X-Men, or D, Hellion 2011?
2011 X-Men. Because that's her favorite movie. And Garrison changes it for her.
Yes. What
you almost got me though with the other one.
About the woods. I try and be tricky.
Yeah, I think when you said like 2011 X23, and I was like, ooh, close. Daisy's theory is that magical things happen in the woods.
Correct.
Which is very fitting with their home.
Calloway sisters for life. Who says this? Is it Lily, Rose, Daisy, or Poppy?
I think it's Lily. Or is it Rose?
It's Daisy.
That was easy. I think I overthought it. To be fair.
She thinks it in her head. She doesn't like actually say it out loud. But...
Okay. Did they ever say it out loud?
They might say it in like another book. They might say it out loud. Or like we're Calloway sisters. I think Daisy says out loud, we're Calloway sisters. We can do anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. I am the blank of my own life. Fill in the blank.
I am the biographer of my own life. And no one can take that away from me.
Yes. No.
So cute.
All right. You did pretty well. You logicked it out. You got some questions.
Thanks.
Some of them,
not a total fail.
I try and make them tricky. Like you gotta, I gotta make sure people are paying attention to the book. Okay. So that concludes the Long Way Down discussion. We've 8 episodes later, we have finally finished the book. Thank you for listening if you've listened this far. Thank you, Zoe, for recording for 8 episodes.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the Emma podcast. It's been really nice to talk to you, and I hope that the listeners have enjoyed this discussion and this deep dive into Reich and Daisy as much as I've enjoyed talking about it with you.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed talking about this book with you.
Thank you.
All right, so I don't think we'll have some kind of perfect in the following week. I have a special teaser episode that I'm hoping will come out before the Some Kind of Perfect episodes. But until next time, continue to stay addicted to Krista and Becca's writing like us.